Isn't this cute? This is a book sleeve. It holds a book, and it's a really nice little project. Quick, easy, fun, beginner friendly, and I'm going to show you how to make it today. But first, my name is Chris O'Neill from Sew the Distance. Welcome back to day 13 of Christmas in July 2026, where we're making a bunch of projects and getting ready for the holidays ahead of time. So let's get started with what you'll need for this project. So here's the material that you'll need. You'll need 2 front pieces and 2 lining pieces. All of these pieces are 9 by 11 inches. You'll also need some fusible fleece. This is also 9 by 11 inches. And some sort of ribbon to tie it at the top if you want to. This is optional. And I'm using this pink ribbon. You could use lace. You could use all kinds of things. And on the ends, this tended to fray, so I just hit it with a lighter. If you're going to do that, make sure you do it over the sink or outdoors or both if possible, and that's just going to stop it from fraying. If yours doesn't fray, you don't have to worry about that. You also need a marking tool, a ruler, clips, and any general, like scissors, just general sewing supplies. All right, let's get started. And the first thing that we're going to do is fuse the interfacing onto the back of these front pieces, like that. There you go. So I already went ahead and fused them on. So our next step is to find the middle of the top of these pieces. Now, if you have directional fabric, you'll want to make sure that you're at the top of the fabric. Actually, let's see. This isn't directional, but I think I like it. Yeah, I like it like that. So you could fold this in half to find the middle up here, but I like to measure. So we know this was 9 inches wide, so I'm just going to measure over 4.5 inches. And I'm going to put a little mark at the top. And this is going to be encased, if you do it close enough to the top at least, in the seam allowance, so you could even use a pen if you want to. So I'm just putting a little mark right there. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this piece. Next, you're going to take your ribbon, and you're going to place it right side down if there is a right side. And I think this might be the right side. So I'm going to place it right side down on that line. I'm going to make sure I center that line as best as possible. I'm going to put a clip in that, just like that. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. So once you have this clipped in place, I'm just going to stitch along that edge right here. And I'm going to stay within the 1/4 inch seam allowance so you won't be able to see it. And that's just going to hold those in place. I'll be right back. So once you have that done, you're going to start constructing this. That's how easy this is. So we're going to take these 2 pieces, the fronts, and we're going to make them right sides together, making sure that the top is at the top. And we're also going to make sure that this ribbon's out of the way. And you can even tie it if you want to. You can pin it, whatever you need to do. I'm going to put that right like this because you don't want to catch that when you sew it together. So we're going to make sure that's nice and flat. Line that up. And then I'm going to clip around 3 sides. So I'm clipping around this side, and this side. And that's what I'm going to sew around. The top is staying open. So we're just going to do some clipping. So once this is all clipped like this, I'm going to take it to the machine and sew around the outside. But first, so I don't have to keep going back and forth, we're going to take the lining pieces and put them right sides together and pin or clip around the edges the same exact way. You're going to leave one end, the top end, open. So line them up, right sides together. Did I say that last time? It's right sides together for this one too. And this one I'm actually going to pin because it is a lot thinner. All right, I'm also going to mark a space on this one of the sides that I'm going to leave as my opening. And I like to leave a decent size opening. We got a lot to put through, so I'm just going to mark it like this. So I'm going to sew around the outside of this one, 3 sides, the long side, 1 short side, and the other long side, leaving the top open. Same thing with this. I'm going to sew around this entire thing, leaving the top open, but I'm going to start and stop. Where did I put my marks? Oh, on the other side. I must have. Now I've lost them. Here, I'm going to make them a little darker. Hang on one sec so you can see them. Right here. Then wait, I mean, it's purple on purple. That's probably why. So I am going to start sewing right here. I'm going to stitch, back stitch, go all the way down, back stitch here, cut my threads, start sewing here, back stitch, and go all the way around until I get to the top here and back stitch there again too. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll meet you back here. All right, it's all sewn. And I think I'm going to explain that one more time because I don't think I was exactly clear. So for this one, I stitched all the way around 3 of the sides, the 2 long sides and the bottom. On this one, however, I started here, I backstitched, sewed all the way down to this first line, and I backstitched, cut my threads, backstitched, sewed all the way around, also pivoting at the points up here to the top, and then I backstitched again. So hopefully that's clear. All right, now we are going to trim up those corners and just get rid of some of that bulk. Oh, and I used a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm really off today, I'm sorry. 1/4 inch seam allowance on that. I'm gonna do the same thing here. And you really could use even bigger if you want to of a seam allowance. And I'm just cutting those points. All right, just like that, look at that. All right, make sure that you didn't catch those ties that you have in there. All right, next we're going to turn this one. There's many different ways to do this, but I'm going to turn this one so it is outside right. So the pretty side is out. This will also give me a chance to check everything, make sure that I caught everything. Flip this out. Looks like I did pretty good. You can push out with your fingers or you can use a chopstick. And we'll give it a good press when we're all done too, so we don't have to worry about that right now. Next, we're going to take the lining piece. We're going to open that up. And we're going to put this inside of here. I know it seems weird, right? And line that up as best as we can. I'm going to take my ties, make sure they're nice and in there, inside. And then we're going to line up these 2 pieces. So you can see the right sides are together. And I'm going to start with the sides. And I like to make the seams go in opposite directions. I'm going to put a clip there. I'm going to do the same on this side. Just have them go in opposite directions. All right, and then clip around the entire top, just to hold it all in place. There, just like that. So it's all even. The next step is to sew around that top layer. Now remember, we have a hole down here that we're going to turn it, so we don't have to worry about a turning spot. You're good. You can just go all the way around. You can use your free arm on your machine if you want to. I don't have that, so you know what? I'll set up the camera so you can see exactly how I'm doing this. All right, so I'm just going to start anywhere really, but I do know where these ties are, so I'm going to make sure that I go over them really well. And I'm just going to put this under here at a 1/4 inch. And start, back stitch, and then just sew around. Once you get back to the beginning, you just back stitch again. All right, let's go back over to the table. Okay, this is all stitched around, so now we need to find that opening, and we're going to turn it right side out. All right, I'm going to use my chopstick, and I'm just pushing out all of those points as best as I can. Oh, I love it. I'm going to give it a press. And I'm rolling out those seams. So I'm pushing them out so they're nice and even. You got a nice crisp edge. And where the opening is, I'm just going to make sure that it's folded in. And we're going to press. I love it. Same thing with the bottom here. Roll that out. And press this. Now we want to be careful around the ribbon, especially if it has any polyester on it. You don't want it to melt, other than the ends that you want to melt so they, you know, don't fray, but you don't want to hit them with the iron. All right, next is the fun part, because we're finishing it up. We're going to put this lining inside. Whoops. just like that. And just fiddle with it to get the corners where the corners are. And then line up that top part. And this just takes some finagling. And we can press that so it's nice. All right, roll that down. So you want to have a nice edge on that so you don't see the lining. Now, one tip, if you're new to making these, you can make the lining the same and then it's not a big deal. You don't have to be as particular. So I like to roll it out like this and then just put some clips on it before I top stitch it, just like this. Now, when you top stitch it, you want to make sure that you have your ribbon hanging out like this, because if it's like this, you're going to have a bump, unless that's the way you want it. Just like that. And then you just top stitch around the edge, and you can use decorative stitches, you could use matching thread, coordinating thread, whatever you want. So here's the one I made already. And you can see that I used dark purple thread here, and then in my bobbin I used a light purple. And it's just so nice. And the size, you can adjust the size of this. This is just, for me, a nice standard size. Oh, I forgot one last step. You do need to, and I always forget to do this, you do need to finish off that inside edge. You can do that with the machine, or you can hand stitch that closed. I always forget to do that, always. Anyway, back to the size. I like this because it fits most books, and you can also, there's some room in there to put other stuff too. I grabbed a couple different size books from my bookshelf. All right, so you can see this is probably the biggest one. I usually read stuff like this. I read a lot of her stuff. But you can put that in there, and then you still have space to put other things. And you can just tie it and go. You can also put a snap at the top. You could put a zipper. You could do all kinds of stuff with this. People put pockets on them. They're just a lot of fun. This one you can see is a little small for it, but again, you can do all kinds of stuff with it. If you want to make them customized for a certain book, you can measure the book and then add an inch, but make sure if it's a thick book like this that you leave some space for that too, so you can play with the sizes. But for me, this works really well, and it's great for gifts because you don't know what everybody's reading. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. This goes so well. Oh, I forgot. I made a matching bookmark because this would make such a cute gift, wouldn't it? So much fun. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you take some time to sew. I'll see you tomorrow for day 14 of Christmas in July 2026.